Hello, I'm Shakuntala Santhavan in Kuala Lumpur with the top stories on Al Jazeera. Voting is underway in Afghanistan's parliamentary election, but security concerns could keep people from casting their ballots. Turnout has so far been low, and scattered polling stations across the country have come under rocket and bomb attacks, with reports of the Taliban blocking people from reaching the ballot box. Al Jazeera's James Bays has more from Kabul.
You can see the ballot box here, people casting their vote. All these people behind me, they're all observers. In fact, so far this morning, we've seen more election observers and media than we've actually seen members of the public. There are a few members of the public, though, queuing up at the back there. Here is where they register themselves with their voter registration cards. They then dip their finger in the indelible ink, and then they come to these voting booths to cast their vote. You'll remember last time around, the presidential election a year ago, a lot of fraud. The election commission saying that they've improved the system, but I have to say opposition politicians very sceptical. They're worried about fraud, but they're also worried about the security.
The government of the Democratic Republic of Congo says it did not expect a sharp criticism by the UN Security Council over recent mass rapes. The body called on the government to quickly and fairly prosecute the people behind the rapes of hundreds of civilians. The government also denied that the incidents were linked to the government. The United Nations has made its largest disaster appeal ever, asking for $2 billion to help flood victims in Pakistan. So far, member countries have only pledged a fifth of that amount. The money is intended to cover the needs of up to 14 million Pakistanis for the next year. The floods are the worst natural disaster in the country's history. And police in London have arrested 6 men suspected of planning to attack Pope Benedict. 5 of them are street cleaners who work in Westminster, where the Pope spent much of Friday. Despite the potential threat, the Vatican says there are no plans to change the Pope's itinerary for his tour of the UK. And you can get more news on our website, aljazeera.net/English.